Alright guys, I thought I'd start with a little bit of an update before I show you what I'm going to do on this update, if that makes sense. Because it's been a while since I've actually done an update, because I've kind of not done much work on this. A little bit, but not much, so I'll show you what I have done. What you're looking at here is where the lumber facility is going to go. Underneath here, of course, is HO cork sheet roadbed. I'm going to use this in a number of areas. I bought this at Hobby Lobby, used my coupon, got 4 sheets, 4 8x10 sheets for like $5 with the coupon, so I needed it to do this. What I'm going to do is use my for sale signs, and I'll talk about that in a minute, what I do with my roads, and put them over here. This will be the parking, or this will be the area for this. The track will set down in here. I'm going to glue this down first and then cut this track out and just lay the track down, so this will come up to the edge like this. And then I'll, of course, cut out the middle and then lay it in there and paint it gray. It will look like it's in concrete. I'm not going to use plaster. Actually, this method has worked so far for me, so I'm not going to use plaster if I don't have to, or smooth it if I don't have to. This is going to look very nice. I've got some ideas for this around here. We'll come in here. I'm going to make a concrete little piece of approach to this gravel road. I'm actually eventually going to touch that up, make it look a little bit better, that gravel back there for the grain facility. Bring it out here into the main street in town. This is the main town. This is glued down. It is not painted yet. Maybe concrete up to a certain point, and then, of course, the asphalt the rest of the way. With striping from highways and byways will go on here in the future for sure. This comes into town here. Spaced out my buildings a little more. I have an alley back there to have some scenes. A truck will go back behind there if I need to have a loading scene. Paint this black, put in a sidewalk. Right in here will go the cemetery. I'll take you back here. Right here will go a little country house. I'm hoping to get one of the model power country houses off eBay cheap. I'm trying to find one cheap to put right in here going out of town. Poor people have to live next to the cemetery, but but there'll be a fence separating them. So I'll go into town here. I've cut out a new pad over there for the bar. We'll paint that concrete, maybe put in a fence around, of course, that and the gas station. I also have to put the pumps in, get some little details for that, but this is where I'm at. I did put in my telephone poles. As you can see, they are touched up, weathered. The insulators are painted green there. Let me take you back here all the way along the back of the main line up to about where it comes down from the grade, because I need to know what I'm going to do back here in this area. So back here, I've made some changes to the track. This lead, I'm going to move my stuff here somewhere, excuse me. There we go. Right here, I've made this a 3-track engine facility area. I will eventually have a structure there. Hopefully be talking to Vinny soon about that in the new year. And then right here, I've taken out the power plant, and we'll see where the engine facility goes. If what I have to do with this track, I got to get another turnout for this. I'm thinking, since I'm going to do well cars and containers, I'm going to have a little intermodal thing there with maybe the jack eventually, and have a road going down later down into my industry area into a trucking facility. So they may shuttle the containers on trailers back and forth. I know this is kind of mixing my errors a little bit, but once again, I freelance, so when I want to run what I want to run, I can. So that's the great thing about freelancing. Of course, I got to get my turnout here. That's really what I've been doing right now. That's kind of what I've done. I did move the power plant back down here, and it will be in this area. I'll eventually get a better substation, fix that one a little bit, and make it a smaller one somewhere in the other part of the layout, probably down in my urban area down at the other end. So, and that's kind of what I've been up to, guys. Like I said, I've done a little work, but not much, as opposed to what I'm doing today. So what I'm going to do today is hopefully get this in. Hope to get this painted. If I don't, I don't. But it's in. I want it in and glued down. And then on here, I'm hoping to get this like I said, glued down in place and get this up to where I can paint it. I hopefully have that painted today. This is on my list. And then I have to scratch build the other one of those, which I will do as well. Because I want two, and then I want the cars to go in between, and we'll have a little room in back for lumber storage, and over here for lumber storage. I found a couple things I got to pick up that I think will work for boards and some other lumber that I'm going to use. So I can bring in the center flow flats or whatever I want to get in there to bring lumber in, wood pulp cars, maybe even over here in this area, if I don't use it for storage, maybe I can get a wood chipper in here, have a little wood chipping thing for wood chip cars. That would be kind of cool, because I know Buford Shops makes them. I just have to find them, and that's on my list eventually to get. So if that's concrete, that you know, it's gonna be a big deal to put one right there. Take away a little bit of my storage. But and then right here I want to put in a little berm and some landscaping, maybe have my sign right here for the lumber yard. Think that'll work nice. So stay tuned, guys. I know I had to do a lengthy little update first to kind of go into what I'm doing here, but stay tuned. I'm gonna have this glued down and the track kind of down and cut this around the track so I can show you what I'm going to do with the for sale sign, guys. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, I got this cut in place where I want it. I've got the plastic styrene for sale sign kind of stuff cut out for this as well. I have to go back, cut out my track for it in the middle part for the track. Not a big deal, easily done. I've got it glued down. I'm letting these T-pins hold it down, and that's going to wait for that. And in the meantime, I'm going to paint my roads here in my town and give them a touch up as well. So while this is drying, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to come back to this, and hopefully we get plastic on top of this and everything in place, and to kind of see how this really looks good, especially after it's painted. So hang on. Well, guys, as far as I'm going to get for tonight, I got to make sure this is glued down. I got it pinned pretty good. See, I got my track in there, cut in, glued. I've got all of this cut, even the center part for the rails in and cut. So I got to wait for this to dry. It's kind of coming up on the edges, so I really glued it good up front here and pinned it down. But I kind of got to call it quits there and let that dry, which is no big deal. I got some work done today. So, and of course, using my handy dandy rail spikes to hold down the unit track. That inside there is glued down to keep it in place. Then I have my little painted my road in here going into town. I painted these are the two that go back here. This is the one where the bar sits, and I'll show you where that goes in a minute. But coming around, this is still drying. Matte finish looks good. That little part I showed you for the bar is going to go right in here, and the bar will go down there with a fence between that and the gas station, maybe a fence behind the bar. I'm not sure. We'll see. Little details there, but this is drying good. It's all in. Happy with that. Put in another little tree right here, and I did one little thing to the farm here. Did put in this tree here, put in these little daisies or flowers or whatever for the goats to eat, and the rabbits, of course, Wilmer the rabbit. And here along the front of the house, I did put in shrubs with flowers in them. I think that's a nice little touch, as well as an extra little tree next to it, and as well as two trees in the cow pasture, which I always talked about doing but hadn't done yet. So I did that. They have a place to have shade and go to. So that's really where I'm at right now. I'm just going to let this dry. So probably in the next update, we will see how this went, this cork here, and I'll show you when I lay down the sign that I cut out to use for this. It's like a thin styrene plastic. It will work. It will look very good once it's cut now. So that's all I've got left to do, and I will catch you guys in my next update, which hopefully will be next week. So see you guys then. Thanks.